Oh, that's right, Ned. Unfortunately, I did it on the cheap, which involved changing my name to the number plate on my car by deed poll. So in future, please refer to me as Mr. Cug266F.
Come on now, ladies, get your purses out. Come on!
During the holidays, I turned an honest penny by selling personalised address books from my market stall.
Luxury personal address books here from honest Cug266F's market stall.
Excuse me.
What?
You're not selling personal address books.
Eh?
This is last year's bleed telephone directory you've sold me.
That's right, madam. All you got to do is, when you get home, simply cross out all the names of all the people you don't know, and you've got a personalised address book. Robert, your father's brother.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's printed too.
That's right, yeah.
Since I'm a media star, you'll probably be wondering what else I've been doing during my absence from this rather sad little programme.
No, piss off!
I'm glad you asked. I've been living life in the fast lane. Great fun, but it's a bugger when you're trying to set the dinner table in the central reservation.
Ladies, gentlemen, children, a big hand, please, for the Vortex Man.
1, 2.
It's Vortex.
Also, I've been acting as personal bodyguard and Mr. 10% to the gentleman who says it's Vortex on the lavatory cleaner advertisement on the television.
It's Vortex.
Since he achieved stardom, chat shows throughout the world are desperate to book him and savour his hilarious catchphrase, which has grabbed the imagination of a generation. It's Vortex. I spend my time with him smashing up hotel rooms as, crazed on crack and ecstasy, we roger the underage nymphettes who are hypnotised by his transcendental talk of round-the-bend freshness and who are all desperate to carry his love child.
It's Vortex.
Back in my luxury York penthouse flat, I switch on the news.
News time, Whippet.
The 6 o'clock news from the BBC. Good evening, here is the news. Nothing that happened today was nearly as tragic, terrible and visually exciting as the plane crash weeks ago at Ramstein. For that reason, like last night, and as we will every night until something even nastier happens, here are those pictures of burning flesh again for you to enjoy with your tea and be deeply shocked and say, it's terrible, isn't it? But not look away because really you enjoy it, don't you? Incidentally, some viewers may find the following footage not disturbing enough. This is because our cameraman actually refused to slip into an asbestos suit and get in there and film the flesh actually falling off the charred bones. Okay, so for the 3,000th time this week, those deeply disturbing but damn good ratings boosting Rammstein pictures. Remember, it's okay, they're only Germans, no one we know. Okay, here are the planes flying over now. Now look out for these people, look, they're running away. It's actually hitting now, look at that. Look at that, the flesh is actually burned.
That's it, Mrs. Tribbley. We are going.
Crazed and corrupted in a Prince Charles sort of a way by the TV pictures, I leap on my motorbike and head north looking for a major oil rig disaster.
Recent disasters have been about as exciting as
I search for a weak analogy.
about as exciting as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
An analogy so weak it's nearly a fortnight. I head towards Aberdeen on my powerful 1000cc BMW motorcycle with kiddie stabilizers fitted to the rear wheels. Suddenly one of the worst things in the world happens. With the visor firmly clamped down, I sneeze inside my crash helmet. Let me explain in nasal convulsive terms. The interior of a crash helmet has its own delicate ecosystem, the fine equilibrium of which is easily undermined by a sudden proboscidean ejaculation of snotty, bogified, mucosoid greeno strands of coagulated, stringy, congealed, sick-making phlegm hitting the interior of the visor at 130 miles an hour. The results are usually catastrophic. Remember, Challenger?
Okay, Mission Control, we got a problem here.
In short, somebody sneezed. Meanwhile, my crash helmet has transformed itself into a high-speed marina. My head becomes Jaws, the famous but somewhat voracious aquatic film star of the genus Sphaerna, and mercilessly gobbles up millions of plankton bogies as they swim by in a sea of mucus. I relentlessly hunt my prey, oblivious to the fact that outside my oceanic world, I'm travelling sideways at 200 miles an hour on my head down the central reservation of the A1M. I find myself in Aberdeen General Hospital in intensive care with most of my teeth missing and a drip up my nose.
A drip up my nose.
Due to extensive abdominal rupture, I'm troubled by a constant leakage of flatus, and a well-known American visitor to Aberdeen arrives on the ward in an attempt to cap the flow.
God blimey, it's Red Adair.
Well, hello there. It's great being back in your wonderful country.
Oh, Mr. Adair. May I take this opportunity to say that I think you're the most wonderful person in the human race, Mr. Adair.
Why, thank you. I'm just doing my job.
You're a star, Mr. Adair. You're the top.
Well, gee, I've never been treated like this anywhere. I don't deserve it, really.
Look, everybody, it's Red Adair. You remember him? He was in all those films with Ginger Rogers. Happy feet.
I beg your pardon.
I got those happy feet.
He's confused. We thought he was talking to Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire? I hate him. He bites the heads off hamsters, he does.
Oh, no, Dole. You're thinking of Fatima Whitbread.
Well, anyway, he should grumble in with a bung up his back passage. He should have my medical history.
Oh, you're right, Dole.
Yeah.
You've had everything removed.
I have. The lot's gone. I'm a shell of a woman. I've had rhinoplasty. I've had hysterectomy. I was eviscerated twice. I've had skin grafts. I have.
Oh, dear, you've had a scrape.
Yeah, I've had lumpectomy.
Oh, you've had a podiatric cauterized phlebotomy.
When?
Oh, dear. Oh, I've let it slip out. It was going to be a surprise for your birthday.
Oh, anyway, Dole, I've had my troubles, but I don't go making a song and dance about it, do I?
Yes, you do.
Eh? What do you mean?
Well, look at that orchestra pit and this Broadway stage and the Dougie Squire dancers.
Oh, yes.
The curtain's rising, Dole.
Yes.
It's your night.
You're right. Let's do the show right here.
Dole, walk on that stage of nobody and you'll walk off a star.
I've had my spleen taken out and extensive rhinoplasty, and I'm not very well.
Owing to cutbacks in the BBC sound effects department, I find myself forced to impersonate a telephone ringing in the following sequence. Ring, 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 click.
Marmaduke Hussey here, chairman of the BBC.
How right you are, sir. How right?
I understand you're totally spineless.
That's right, sir. Not a bone in my body.
Good news, there's a vacancy here. Head of Comedy Wireless has been poached by another company.
Oh, really, sir? Who was that?
Egg Marketing Board. What was that?
Sorry, sir. It was my side splitting.
Excellent. Obviously you have a sense of humour. We'd like you to take over as head of BBC Radio Jokes.
Why is spinelessness an essential requirement in all applicants for the post of head of jokes on radio comedy? Let me explain in osteonemesisistic terms. Attentive listeners may have noticed that genuine comedy on radio is about as rare as an alopecia victim on chemotherapy winning the Vidal Sassoon Afro Dreadlock Hairstyle of the Year competition. The reason why is simple. Radio pays its so-called comedy writers and performers so badly that as soon as they get a whiff of television, they're off like a young salmon on heat leaping up a waterfall. Those who remain only stay because they're crap and nobody else wants them. Because they're crap, they're treated with utter contempt and like mushrooms by their producers. Why like mushrooms? Because they're kept in the dark for weeks on end and every so often someone comes in and throws shit over their heads. You may be asking why I am on the radio. It's because I am crap too. BABSC management consider that the ideal light entertainment program should sound like it was made in the 1950s, which is why Mr. Lewis Smith's first attempt at the 12:27 repeat 6:30 slot sounds something like this.
This is Radio 4. No crap. We present Many a Stiff, a radio panel game devised by Tony Mason and Edward J. Schreier, in which 4 thoroughly dead radio light entertainment stars who wear bow ties and used to be almost all right in 1954 but are now extremely deceased are propped up in front of microphones and are told to be funny but really just slump forward every so often because they're dead. But that's all right because they're cheap. And here in the chair, almost in the chair to introduce the teams is your host, the extremely dead MacDonald Hobler. That was Many a Stiff in the chair.
Incidentally, talking of Old MacDonald, Ned, you may be interested in hearing my dyslexic version of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. 2, 3, 4.
Old MacDonald had a farm. FGLMP.